starting up Pikes Peak in my Tesla Model Y in self-driving mode with version 14.1 Lite. I guess we lost satellite reception, no more music. Tight switchback turn coming up. Let's see how the self-driving does on that. Here comes another Tesla. And here's the switchback. Look at that. Perfect. Bicycle, and the car avoids him. Look at that. So I'm a little over halfway up, and I've used about 10% of the battery. So power doesn't look like it's going to be a concern at all, because I'll make most of it up coming back down. Here's another tight switchback. And once again, perfectly executed. Just up ahead here, there's some road work and a tight switchback. So it says a one-lane road. Let's see how the car does negotiating that. Ooh, flag man too. This could be challenging. Well, it looks like there's no work going on. The car is slowing down. Just fine. Perfect. Another bicyclist. The car beeped a warning, but it kept going. And it's avoiding the bicyclists just fine. Checkpoint. On the way down, they check your brakes to make sure they're not getting too hot. I don't think I'm going to have trouble with that. Here's a really tight switchback coming up here. Somebody stopped along the side, so that'll be a little bit of a challenge for the car. We'll see how it does. No problem. To the right is spectacular right now. exception of the places where the car had to deviate around the bicycle riders, it's done a really good job of keeping it pretty much between the lines. here we have a complicated situation. Pedestrians and a car parked along the side of the road, but she worked right through it. Look at this guy on a bike just hauling butt. He's doing good. Well, I now have about a little over a mile, 1.2 miles to go to the summit, and I have used 21% of the battery since I started. I started at 68. I'm now at 47. And we have arrived. All right, thank you. So I had to kick off the self-driving into kind of a impromptu detour here, but the car did extremely well climbing up here. I'm really impressed. All right, starting back down the mountain. My battery is currently at 45%. And it says that I'm going to get back to my destination north of Colorado Springs with 47%. So we'll see how that works out. And again, we're self-driving. It's a spectacular view coming down the mountain. To the left there's clouds, but to the right it's clear, and I'm coming up on a switchback turn here. You'll be able to see what the view looks like to the right. And just to prove that the car is really driving itself around this switchback, here are my hands. Watch this. Right around the curve. Stays right between the lines. Absolutely amazing. I feel more comfortable keeping my hands close to the wheel though, just in case. I've hardly driven a mile yet, and the battery is already at 46%. So I think I'm going to be gaining power pretty much the whole way down the mountain. It's about 19 miles from the top to the bottom, so I think I'll gain back a lot of what I use going up. Beautiful. Amazing. Coming up on the brake check station here. They'll check to see if my brakes are warm. I suspect they're perfectly cold because I haven't touched them since we left the top of the hill, but we'll see what happens. Just out of curiosity, let me know what you read.
Know?
Yeah.
65.
Okay.
Ambient.
65 degrees ambient temperature. No surprise. Well, I got down off the mountain with about 56% of my battery, and I started out at, was it 68% going up the mountain, so that's not too bad. 57%, sorry about that. So that's not too bad. And now I'm driving on Highway 24 heading back into Colorado Springs, and the car's driving itself again, and it's doing a real good job negotiating the curves.